How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be featuring the Ohio, the legendary tier American battleship. I've since I don't know what I was trying to say. I've tasted the dark side. No, not tasted, experienced. I think experienced is the word I was looking for. We have experienced the dark side. We are no longer using Optimus Prime on our Ohio. We actually have Hoshino as our commander. We are still using a secondary build, Hipper, Haruna as our inspirations. We just basically are missing out on Porcupine from our secondary build. But we now have Flammable Cannoneer buffing our Sigma from a 2.0 to a 2.1 from that 5%, as well as more main battery range. So that basically means we're going to be outranged by cruisers a lot less, but also we probably will smash things a lot more than we would otherwise with our Optimus Prime build. Also, Hoshino having a lot of reload commander skills kind of makes Ohio a bit nutty. I think the lowest I've seen my reload get down to was probably sub 22 seconds, close to 20-second reload, although we were on low HP. Imagine if our adrenaline rush skill, I forgot what it's even called, standard fall, was actually 0.2% per percent of HP. That means if we're like on basically 0 HP, we'd be getting 20% reload. So then that would mean for something like this, we'd be sub 20 seconds. That's kind of nasty. But also Hoshino having a Master Mechanic and also fully packed, we now have another funny button, which we will rely on more often for our secondary accuracy than we would otherwise with Optimus Prime. But we also have 6 heals, and Ohio having 40-second heal cooldown. We're gonna go through these heals and basically be able to push in and sustain pretty well. If we're in fully packed, we'll get our heal back even quicker. Although I don't have Hoshino max, it's still that legendary 3. And well, once we do max it out and get a further range for our fully packed activation, it'll be a lot better, even though it's still very good. Unfortunate timing, I should have kept my hand on a swivel and actually looked at this Yamato, because now I regret shooting the GK. Had I noticed the Yamato there, I would have been able to shoot a broadside Yamato, and the ship having Flammable Cannoneer accuracy is actually a lot better. And also, since ledge plotting room, I mean, not having marksman honestly isn't the biggest deal. And I mean, still slinging shells downrange every, what, 25 seconds or so. It's just super nasty. I think this is going to be my go-to build, at least for the foreseeable future. I mean, we can still push in pretty close. We're basically missing a little bit of accuracy for our secondaries, and also 1 kilometer of range. But I think I mentioned in another video, secondaries in this game are overrated. Battleships with good secondaries, aside from Atlantico, have, well, been neutered significantly. Schlieffen and basically the whole line kind of sucks as secondary ships now, so kind of pointless to build into secondaries. It's kind of tragic, but it is what it is. Maybe one day secondaries will be buffed and maybe we get a actual hybrid commander like Hyde, which then I probably will switch to, although currently Hoshino is still very, very nasty. Enemy Alsace and a Conch charge around the corner, and now we're kind of in a bad spot. I mean, there's a Minotaur for some reason sitting bowing in spawn. He is shooting, but we also have a lot of battleships south of A that it's not really spotted, and if we're not careful, we can get absolutely nuked, which is why we're kind of forced to just eat the Alsace and Conch fire. We just need to make sure nothing actually gets our broadside. Now, one of the things about Hoshino that is quite unfortunate, we don't actually have very many fire chance or fire reduction skills. Now, no firefighter, no fight fire with fire. So if we're just set on a quad fire without our DCP, which is currently active and going to be active for 5 more seconds, if we're set on a quad fire, we're kind of cooked. But then again, that's kind of where having 6 heals and the 40-second cooldown sort of helps, but it's still not really enough if we're gonna constantly get shot at. Enemy Conch focusing us down. We do have some support, and I guess more on the way from C. Kind of hoping to get here quickly and maybe close enough where we can get our fully packed activated. But we're very reliant on this conch not having good RNG and setting another fire because it's going to burn for another 40 seconds, which we definitely don't want, and he's been focusing us down this entire time. Enemy Schlieffen starts coming in. He's also shooting HE. Had he been shooting AP, I mean, that would have been the situation where we basically wanted to avoid the battleship basically shooting AP at our broadside. But luckily, he's a Schlieffen at the back of the map shooting HE. Not sure why, but it's what he's doing. We do have to turn away just to try and disengage and heal up as much as we can, attempting to get as close as we can to friendlies as possible to get our fully packed activated and get as many heals as we can. Kind of hoping to go unspotted, but Minotaur smoke fades. Minotaur sort of stationary. Kind of easy target, although we don't actually get any sort of meaningful hits. I did look away, so I don't know exactly what happened. Not sure if shells landed short or just bad dispersion in general. But Minotaur is alive, although he has other problems to deal with, so he's not exactly shooting at us anymore. Kind of expecting Minotaur to speed up with his British propulsion, but he's actually just sitting there, which is kind of interesting as we finish him off, as well as get into range of friendlies for fully packed. I think as soon as that cooldown on the heal started, I think we're sitting at like 29, possibly 30 seconds for the repair party to come back. So that's kind of good. 30 seconds is more or less about the reload speed for battleship main guns, which is honestly kind of good. Brindisi, just, I don't know what it is, paid actors, but then again, it is December, and there's guaranteed to be a lot of paid actors at this time. Holiday, people coming back to play the game after leaving for a very long time, and I mean, that's more or less also why we did 400k, like, at the beginning of this year, or last year, not sure when I'm posting this video, but yeah, getting our heal back. I mean, we were on, I want to say like 2 or 3 bars, and because we have fully packed and so many heals, we're basically back up to 50% HP. Kind of nutty, if I'm being honest. And the potential for Hoshino to push in, sustain, get your HP back, and just keep causing problems. Yeah, it's gonna be super nasty. And I honestly foresee Hoshino sticking around as our main commander for quite some time. I will say though, Hoshino having to use different builds and inspirations, because I am building a secondary sort of hybrid with its inspirations for Ohio. Stuff like Vermont, which I very much liked Hoshino on to help with the reload. Gonna have to probably use New Jersey again. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but Hoshino made Vermont so comfortable to play just because of the reload. Kind of wish they had, what do we call it, loadouts, or I guess, yeah, it's pretty much loadouts, presets, different builds without having to change the inspirations. Definitely would be super useful here, so it's kind of unfortunate. It's kind of scuffing our other builds for just the Ohio, but I don't know, who knows, maybe it'll change in the future. We just need a hybrid commander like Hyde, and then we can go back. But I don't know if that'll ever happen. Not sure. But yeah. So far, I'm actually enjoying Hoshino as the commander over Optimus Prime. You know, I think in the past I said I would never use like an accuracy build commander over Optimus Prime on these ships. And by these ships, I mean Massachusetts and Ohio. But I think that might change. Kind of a sad day, really. It's like another end of an era. No longer gonna be using Prime. But then again, it's not like we really... I guess it doesn't really matter that we're not using Prime either, because we've also disabled the Transformers content since copyright issues with the background music, which is also super tragic. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. At least the BA stuff isn't, because it's another game and not really like a movie or show or anything like that. So I guess we're kind of fortunate with that. And also the sort of techno, EDM style music, kind of fitting. So I might end up boosting the battle music later on. I think I have it low just for, trying to avoid copyright issues. But Hoshino, yeah, kind of became my new commander. Yeah, having the ability to, not only reload quicker, but get even faster reload as you take damage, but also having 6 heals to sustain when you have that low amount of HP for the reload. I think it just synergizes very, very well. As, we have Hipper and Haruna as inspirations. I probably could get away with using Fernandez instead of Haruna for a little more secondary range and main battery range, but I think we're kind of in need of Haruna just because we don't have Porcupine. And this is the build. I think this is what I'm going to stick with for a while. And that's pretty much it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more and share with your friends, or leave a comment down below on other ships you want to see in the future. But anyway, till next time, aloha.